Hello, what is up, good people? Welcome back to S&S Pigskin Picks in the house. We're here to do a little recap. Monday Night Football, crazy finish, block punts, weirdness, sacks, penalties, you name it. Jared, what were your thoughts?
The Bengals should have had this very early. Basically, they were right there on the doorstep so many times, and just couldn't get it. The defenses kind of took over in the second half there, but yeah, Jamar Chase, Mr. Reliable, dodges about fucking four guys. So yeah, that was a great touchdown. He had another great night. His totals, his career totals, I can't wait to see at the end of his career, whatever it is, 10, 15 years. See what kind of totals he has. I think he'll be setting records by the end of his career for sure.
Yeah, I mean, him and Jefferson out of LSU have just been beasts since day one. Just, all-star, all-pro every single year, pretty much. And Joe Burrow steps up late. I thought when Dallas blocked that punt, I thought it was, oh man, Dallas is going to go back and kick a field goal here and another Cincinnati bungle performance, but they actually caught a break for once and play.
Yeah.
And what do you know, right? They won this game, and I guess they have a little bit of pride left in them. You know what I mean?
They're 2-7 now in one-score games.
Yeah, Cowboys are. Yeah, I mean, like they were like, something. The record when they let up 30 points was just atrocious, 2-4 or something. So, man, that's their recipe. They got to keep the other team under 30, and they got a chance, right? Because they can put up theirs. And it's an entertaining game, I thought. I don't know if you caught any of the Simpsons animations there. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't see any of that. I watched most of the second half. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, I saw the pregame. Some of it.
The defensive struggle there for a bit. The defenses look great, but Trey Hendrickson, league leading 12.5 sacks, and Jamar Chase, just a beast.
Right. Right. I think Bengals had like 12 penalties this game or something like that. Like,
wow.
That's just like ridiculous. Like, how are you supposed to play? How are you supposed to play quality football with 12 penalties? You're just shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, what are they going to do with his defense next year?
Yeah, a lot of
what do you do?
A lot of their problems stem from the defense. The boys can put up points, still put up points. So they showed 27. 27 is not a lot, but it's enough to win tonight.
Yeah.
They got Geno Stone. Like, he looked just great on the blitz tonight. They got some good pieces. Trey Hendrickson, just a couple of tweaks, and Zach Taylor's the defensive guru, so he should be able to get things back on track.
Yeah, I mean, can't get much worse than what it is, man. They're just getting killed. I mean, 400 yards every single game against them, like in clutch games, right? When they're that, week 2 or 3, when they needed that victory against Baltimore, and they were up 10, I believe, in the fourth quarter and lost. And Pittsburgh, I believe 2 weeks ago, where, they should have won the game, or it was a must-win game, and just falling flat, right? But, yeah, man, I can't believe I picked this team to win a division. Maybe next year, as they say, right, for Cincinnati. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they go to the
Rico
Super Bowl
Dowdle,
1 year, and then it's all about their injuries, and it's one of those teams.
Well, yeah, I mean T Higgins is always banged up, and what's his name? Last few years, their running back was always banged up as well, Mixon. So I thought Chase Brown looked good. I thought
he's
Rico
young
Dowdle
and,
looked good.
it's definitely the offense is just shining bright. So they figure that
Dallas,
defense out. Maybe draft defense. Obviously, I don't think they need anything more on the offense. Maybe they can add to their offensive line, but other than that,
yeah, I think they could get something in the secondary. Maybe make a trade or two. There's because T Higgins, I believe, is a franchise guy, so he might go. I don't think if they've offered him anything by now, then he's probably expendable, right? So, both running games I thought looked good. Rico Dowdle had $130 on the ground, and Chase Brown, Canadian boy, did his thing. So interesting to see what happens next week. Dallas are underdogs to Carolina. I'm still surprised at that, but I'll be interested to see where the public goes on that game, right? Dallas or Carolina, right?
I'd hate to say it, but Carolina's looking good. I guess they're just sick and tired of being the laughing stock of the NFL, and they're like, no, we can do this. And then Bryce Young is playing for his career right here. He's supposed to be this, quarterback of the future, and he didn't look good at all. So he's looking a lot better, making better decisions, and the defense has held the Eagles to 22 points, which is a accomplishment in itself. So I did +1. Yeah, I don't know. I'd almost have to take Carolina at this point.
I'm thinking of teasing up the Cowboys over a touchdown, right? Through the 3 and 7. I think that makes sense, right? Also thinking of teasing up Buffalo. That line's dropping hard. It was 2.5 for Detroit. Now it's down to, I think, 1.5 or something like that for Detroit. So, my early lean, I think Buffalo takes that game. I just think they're going to be a little more motivated, a little healthier, and their defense took a little beating. I think they're going to be motivated, and Detroit does have a little more rest, but I think Detroit played like 3 games in 11 days in that stretch, so they're pretty beat up. So,
Detroit, their injuries are terrible, and but they need to keep winning to keep up with Philly, right? So.
They do. But Philly has a tough game, right?
Yeah, when is Detroit going to lose is what I'm thinking. Like, I know Philly's got a really tough game, but when is Detroit finally going to lose? Like, I don't know. Buffalo, they look great, or or Baltimore, or the Baltimore and LA game where they just, they still look, the offense still looked great, but it's obviously the defense, right? Giving up 44 and 35. Not
for Detroit. For Detroit, they caught up to Houston in that one game where they were down big, and they won it late, right? And then they beat Chicago, where Chicago could have beat them, clock management and the whole 9. And then even Green Bay on Thursday, that pretty much a toss-up game. Ball bounces one way or the other. So they've been living thin, a little bit like Kansas City, and that line has dropped too. Kansas City is down to -4 now. So I think there might be a chance that famous Jameis pulls off the upset on the mighty Kansas City Chiefs, the 12-1 Chiefs.
He's looked good at times, and the game in Denver there, like how many yards? It was like 500 yards total or something that night. It was
man,
good.
Yeah, he had he had 6 touchdowns that game, 4 to his guys and 2 to the other guys.
You don't think Kansas City's going to break out though one of these games? Like, they've just had so many letdown games. Don't you think this might even be a get right spot?
Honestly,
for
Kansas City? I think they're just sleepwalking. No, I think they're sleepwalking. They're just like, they're 12-1, right? They won their division. Yeah, obviously they want the number 1 seed.
Hangover, right? That's
not a hangover, but it's like You got to
2 in a row.
you got to save your best plays, your trick plays, like your best stuff for the playoffs. And I think Andy Reid's just given a lot of vanilla calls, and he knows for the playoffs he'll have these little special Andy Reid tricks up the sleeve, I think. But right now it's just survive, get the dub, and move along, right? Like, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is barely throwing for 200 yards a game, so it's a new NFL. And I also read a stat that 99 games this year in the NFL have been decided by 6 points or less. NFL record.
Wow.
That was set in 2016. So now 8 years later, so there's a lot of one-score games. So, yeah. And what do you know? Another one-score game here. Cincinnati wins 27-20, covers the spread, and they'll be in Cincy next week. And yeah, I mean, two teams you can't trust, right? I think two of the most disappointing teams against the spread: Tennessee, Cincinnati. Who else? Jets, Giants. Just you're bottom of the barrel, right? But man, it's crazy. So week 15 will be upon us soon. And any final thoughts as we wrap it up here for Monday Night Football action?
I'm just really hoping that the Rams just crush the 49ers on Thursday. I just don't see how the 49ers have any business winning that division. I know it's still mathematically a possibility, but after everything they've been through, injuries, of course, I just want the Rams to win out and give Seattle a fight for this division.
Well, I got news for you. Week 18, Seattle will be in LA. I think that game decides the division. Yeah.
Me too.
Honestly,
playoff football before the playoffs. I love that.
I think Seattle and both LA lose this week. And basically, Seattle's got a really tough schedule coming up. I believe they have Vikings after this week. So that's no cupcake. I expect them to lose this week and probably next week, right? So I think it'll come down to that final week 18. And looking forward to that. That'll probably be a Sunday Night Football flex. So love it. And let's sign off here. And we would love everyone to consider giving us a thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll catch everyone next time.